Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yet here again with another video. This one is, oh boy. In any case, first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekar Wadash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Alright, who deserve double honors. Alright, salutations also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways across the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth with all sincerity and honesty. Alright, trying to wake up the remaining hopefully elect. This is Nama of the DC camp. Alright, here we have a case of another Jake. He and his woman out, whatever happened. They say there was a chase. Well, let me just read the this is Tyria Pryor, a Jake, says black man, was shot and killed in Independence, Missouri, following a short vehicle pursuit in which the suspect ran a red light and crashed. Alright, so but wait till you see the circumstances surrounding how he was shot. Now, there's still more to come of this, but, well, let's get into it. So let's roll this. But first, let me do this, because I got to get this, because I'm using this, and it's just for teaching. Let me get this. This is a different phone I'm using. Let's see. Copyright. Fair use. Okay. Alright. Dang it, I just need, let's see. There we go. All right, let's see. Copyright disclaimer under section 107. Under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, it says, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. All right, and this is strictly, all right, used as a teaching tool, i.e. education. All right, so let's go back and roll this footage. Damn shame.
Another indisputable exclusive. A black man shot and killed in Independence, Missouri. It followed a short vehicle pursuit in which the suspect ran a red light. Watch.
Take into consideration, a lot of people are going to say, well, why did he run? You know, you're always going to have these, you know, that's subsection. Why did he run? If he didn't do anything, he had no reason to run. You know, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Cool, whatever. But here it is, after the crash, you're pinned in by the steering wheel. You have very limited movement. Supposedly, they're in control. And then all of a sudden, some asshole, maybe he saw one. Or was he able to, I mean, you can just say, gun, gun, he's got a gun. Blah, 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 blah. Evidently, you heard the guy moan in agony. You know, it's just, this is one of these situations where we always tell, all right, those who are listening, there are reasons why this piece of shit, so-called white man, this Edomite, is not going to get any mercy. Even in the Bible dictionary, when it talks about Edom, who they are, the so-called white man is the nation of Edom. That's why you don't hear them talk about this nation that they say just mysteriously vanished off the face of the earth. No. No such thing. They tell you that because they know that is them. Alright? They got you believing that they descended from Japheth, which no, that's not them. Alright? That the way they look is a curse that was put upon them. Alright? So that's why Edom or Adawam means red in Hebrew. They are the red people. They no pigment whatsoever, so the blood through that shows through that translucent skin. Alright? Plus another identifier is their mindset. Alright, their mentality. Alright, they're all about death and war and deceit and lies. Alright? In the Bible dictionary, Edom is the only nation, only neighbor of the Israelites that is promised no mercy from the Most High. Point blank, period. So all you stupid ass Christians out there thinking you can save everybody, you're wasting your effort. It's a, how do they say it? It's an effort in futility. Because they've already been condemned. Oh boy. But in any case, do you see why now? In fact, let's get that real quick. So, you know, we always like to get these scriptures that we quote, so you won't think it's coming out of our own mouth. Alright, this is 2:13, straight to it. Alright. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy. We're talking about the so-called white man. We're talking about a people. Alright, a nation. For he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy. Alright, as a matter of fact, he's hurrying up trying to, because he sees the sights in the heavens. He sees all the clues. He sees the celestial events that are happening. He sees the chariots of the Most High. He calls them UFOs. Alright? He sees all these things and they're signs of prophecy. Alright? So he knows his time is short per Revelation 12th chapter. Alright? So he's going to try to establish his new world order. Alright? So this current money system that everybody grew up with, he's getting ready to change that. Because it's all about control. It's all about trying to get that birthright back. Alright? So everything's going to go digital. Don't be surprised. Alright? One morning you wake up, you go to the store. You got your dollars and you got your nickels and quarters and pennies, and they're going to be absolutely no fucking good. We've been out there on the highways and byways on the corners trying to tell you, but you say all kinds of things about us. You fan your hand because you think that piece of shit that was set up in these churches, these whorehouses that the scriptures call them, that these are the people that were representative of the Most High. Because your enemy, the so-called white man, told you these things. You people are monumentally stupid. And you're going to get your just desserts, as the English say. You're going to get what's coming to you. Alright, let me read this again. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. All goes back to Genesis 4th chapter. This man had to be preserved. Do you know how many times, one off the top of my head was with the Khans, and I'm talking about Genghis and that era, the 1200s AD. Don't you know he was on the verge of wiping these motherfuckers out? But prophecy has to be fulfilled. That's what a lot of you don't understand. So there was a divine hand in that. What happened? All of a sudden, the Khan dies, and as is customary, everybody has to return. That's what saved these nasty ass motherfucking Europeans. Why? Because things had to happen. They had to come into rulership. There had to be a renaissance. We had to go down. They had to come up. That's how this works. Daniel 4:17. Let's get it real quick. All right. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. Let's go on to that. Basest of men. That's Strong's H 82:15. Shapal. Basest, the lowest of the low. Let's get a definition from a secular source. Let's go to base. All right. Having or showing a lack of decency, contemptible, mean-spirited, or who is this? Who is this describing? Having or showing a lack of decency, contemptible, mean-spirited. The man's in agony, pinned in his car behind the steering wheel, got no place to go, and you put 15 shots in him. Let's go to Merriam-Webster. The bottom of something considered as its, architecture, mathematics, a main ingredient. Let's see. Let's give him, let's see. Let's do it this way. Let's say a base person. Alright. A base person, got synonyms. Alright, let's see. Riffraff. Scum. Alright. Let's see what else we got here. Alright. Urban Dictionary, base individual. A person of exceptionally low character. Oh man. Well, hell, there's it right there. That's who we're talking about. Alright, let's go dictionary.com. Alright. Let's see. That backs up Merriam. Synonym study for base. I think you get the point. But that's who you're dealing with. Alright. So let's go again. Daniel 4:17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. But now when you read Job 20th chapter, Psalm 73, Job 15th chapter, Job 21st chapter, these people have an end. Alright. Like it says, the Most High is not in all his thoughts, never has, because one, We're in this time of 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter, Isaiah 14th chapter, Ezekiel 28th chapter. He thinks he's on the level of the Most High. We've heard this come out of various individuals that are associated with high-ranking Edomites, high-ranking banking family Edomites. All right, come out of their mouth talking about they don't care when the Most High gets mad or angry. Their technology can offset that. That's a proud motherfucker right there. Think about that. These are the people whose hands we are in. All right, their science is their God. We are being punished. We are still under the curses, thankfully. All right, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, these curses are being transferred to them, even as I speak. All right, and it's beautiful to see this played out. Let's close this. I didn't want to take too long on this. Well, we'll watch a little bit more of the video and then I'll close out. I got a scripture in mind. Let's continue on. February 16th. Oh, this is something else. Sorry about that.
Sudden burst of gunfire after this 39-year-old black man, reportedly, we saw what we saw, surrendered the vehicle at a complete stop, police seemingly in control of the situation. Let's give you the background here. 39-year-old Tyree Pryor died. This was on March 11th. Last year, 2022. There he is with his family. Police said Pryor crashed in the intersection of 24 Highway and Nolan Road. Indisputable obtained Missouri State Highway Patrol's investigation, and let's see what it shows. Well, you see it there. One officer, Christopher Walker, was quoted by Missouri State investigators stating, and somebody yells gun, and I don't know why. I thought it was one of our guys securing the weapon. Pryor's attorneys said this statement is a key admission by police that even they did not know why officers started firing.
No shit.
The Independence Officer Christopher Steele secured a rifle that was jammed in the center console of the crashed vehicle. We'll show you now an excerpt from the Missouri State Highway Patrol's investigation. Officer Steele said he attempted to secure the firearm, but it was stuck, so he stopped. While describing attempting to secure the firearm, Officer Steele made a motion with both of his hands as if he were grabbing an item with an overhand grip, pulling it toward himself. The report continues. He then heard someone on the exterior of the car say, "He's reaching again, he's reaching again," and someone else say, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun." Officer Steele described, while he was still in the back seat, rounds come inside this car. He said he took cover in the back seat and was eventually able to crawl out the back door. An attorney for Pryor's family told Indisputable Pryor himself was pinned by the steering column, injured in the wreck, unable to move freely in the mangled vehicle. Days after the crash and shooting, Pryor's family spoke to a local NBC affiliate.
And clearly he was not belligerent. Hell, he didn't have... I'm sure you heard that where he was in pain. They were telling him, you know they pulled her out because she was somewhat wedged in. All right. This was just their excuse. All right. You know, they had one of their own in the back seat at the time. They just... the hatred that this motherfucker has for our people. This is why we stress, if at all possible, let me get this scripture here. If at all possible, remember this, all right? Because Jake has a tendency to forget, all right, where he's at. And you get that fucking, you have one of them nigger moments, all right? This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, "Agree with thine adversary quickly, whiles thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison." Now, it's something that you should remember from the OJ trial, way back when, for those of you that were around then. If you didn't, if you've ever seen footage of it, that's all right. Johnny Cochran made a good point. He says, of all in the judiciary system, it's actually the policeman, the patrolman on the street, that really has the most powerful in that moment in time, because he can be judge, jury, and, as in this case, executioner. And you've heard it or you've seen it. They can say anything they want. It's all so subjective. Well, he was reaching for a gun. Nobody but them saw that. If he did, even at all. Again, you're dealing with the wicked. All right, let's see a little bit more.
Saying police didn't tell them their family was dead.
See?
Days.
And to add an insult to injury, disrespect, not even letting the family know what happened to their loved one. That's another thing Jake has to deal with on a daily basis, the blatant disrespect in every aspect of our lives. And still you have people that think we're good. And they just want to stay here. Wow.
Family didn't know. No one said anything about him being any kind of aggressor or doing anything to justify anything that happened that day. That from the brother-in-law of Tyree Pryor, Nigel Johnson, telling NBC 41 in Kansas City, Missouri. Here's Pryor.
All the more reason, all right, you have to stay prayed up, as we say. Again, the curses. What does it say? All right, Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Most High's name is Yahweh, shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Here's the point, 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Your enemy has complete control over where, over how, and whether you live or not. That's why I read Matthew 5:25. All right, don't. Oh, Jake just. And you see these youngins out here, these wild, talking about the wild olive branches and, things of that nature. These, Isaiah, 50, is it 51 or 22? The wild bulls in the net, out on every street corner. It's talking about our people, these youngins out here. All right, just wow. These cops just salivate, just waiting for the opportunity. Because a lot of these motherfuckers, they come from these white nationalists, these Ku Klux Klan. They've been infiltrating law enforcement for decades. Make it all legal. Jake, don't think. At the very least, live to fight another day. No, Jake won't just talk more bullshit. Blah, 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 with someone that's, damn. It's one thing as if you're forced into a situation you have no other. I'm just talking about regular, speeding tickets, and they've been schooled and, trust me, they're just itching to take a Jake out. But through various media outlets, namely what I'm thinking about is through this music, Jake has been programmed, all right, taking a man out the house, all this shit. This is the end result of all of that. These are these little monsters, all right, these single women who thought they could do everything, all right, be your daddy and your mommy too, all right. This is the result. These little monsters that turn into big monsters, that basically act like women with dicks, all right, because they're all emotional. All right, let's see a little bit more.
Family attorney speaking with indisputable.
I can't speculate as to why they did what they did, but the evidence and videos show us very clear that these are officers who are out of control. Reckless disregard for human life, shooting a man who was incapacitated, inability to do anything to them due to his physical state, who was trapped by a steering column after an accident, who had no means to cause them any harm at all. One officer knowledge. I don't know why they were shooting. The gun was secured. Lack of training. And to be honest with you, they saw a black face in a car and somebody said gun.
Yep.
Start shooting.
Yep.
No way we need to slice it, dice it any other way than what it is. Mr. Price.
And there was a book written. The former police chief, I don't know if any of y'all remember what happened back in 1999 in Seattle. His name was Norm Stamp. I'm trying to remember the name of the book. I think he had some dealings down in San Diego in law enforcement. I can't remember his rank there. But he would become the chief in Seattle in 1999 when they had all this protests and shit. And in his book, what was the name of it? Oh man. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Norm. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Stamper, okay. I said stamp, stamper, okay. Yeah, here it is. Salaki. At least we got that straightened out. Norman Harvey Stamper is an American former police chief, writer, law enforcement consultant. All right. Let me get to the part. He was a police officer for 34 years, the first 28 in San Diego before moving to Seattle. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let's see. But in his book, let's see. A Top Cops Expose. He says breaking rank. Okay, yeah, that was it. A Top Cops Expose on the dark side of American policing. All right. Yeah, in response to the Occupy movement, that's what it was. He has reiterated his regret about how he handled the protests in Seattle and publicly stated the need to create an alternative to what he termed the paramilitary bureaucracy that is American policing, stating no change will happen unless, even as we cull bad apples from our, it's not, keep saying that bad apple shit, this is systemic. All right. We said for my police force, we recognize that the barrel itself is rotten. Kudos for him for saying that. All right. But in his book, he stated that when they're in the locker rooms, you know, you got your before your roll call and all that. A lot of so-called white cops have expressed their fears of black men, blacks in general, but you know, black men. So my question is, how can you be expected to be in any type of office that you are in charge of the very same people that you're so-called afraid of? And I might add, rightfully so, because the history here, you've had hundreds of years of fucking over certain people. And common sense is just going to tell you, you know, hey, it's going to be some. a day of reckoning is coming soon. But at the same time, these people never took up arms. I mean, the thing that Jake does is, aside from killing their own, it's been reactionary. All right. But why are these people? It's, you know, it's this whole situation is just fucked up. But don't worry, it's got an end to it. It's coming to an end. Don't you worry. All right. But as this lawyer here said, you know, there's so many words. This is bullshit. You heard it on tape, you know. So I don't, you know, maybe that was a reason for not informing the family, because they're trying to get their story straight, you know. Hey, so I will, it's gone past 30 minutes. I will put the link to this in the description box. You know, you're going to have a whole lot of opinions on this. You're going to have a whole lot of comments, which I didn't go into. All right, and this is only, that's not even half, not quite half of the video here. But I'll just put the link in it. Got the important parts that I showed you, that I commented on, and we gotta get the fuck up out of here. It's never gonna get better. It's just a lot of our people, they think they got it good, not realizing that all that shit you got can be taken just like that. All right, hey, so with that, hey, once again, salutations to the Akim out there, prayers to the Akim and everybody out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth. All right, because the closer we get to this guy going down, hey, you about to see some shit. All right, they know, you know, they're convicted. They gonna come for, you know, they gonna come loaded for bear, as they say. Hey, so with that, hey, shalom.